Xbox Forums Community Podcast. This is a special edition end of the year deliberations that we're having, and we have a very large cast of people here. I am Dakazu from the forums. Let's all introduce ourselves in order.
I'm A-Pant1.
Starfox8.
The Poopatron.
That's Kenzo.
That's what he said. And I'm Mr. X.
MrsTotoro.
And Santa Claus himself, Totoro.
Oh man, we have 7 people in here. We got to be really careful about not talking over each other.
Let's crash a server, yeah!
Boo!
I don't think that would work.
We just
Also,
it'll just be like the TF2 servers where we just all speak at the same time and we crash it.
But that won't work. This is Mumble.
Frame buffer limit.
When Totoro, Darfox said his name, I almost said a spit take because I was sipping soda.
So what's on the agenda here?
I think we're going to talk about things. Maybe give some lists.
Sweet.
We have a bunch of topics for top 3 lists and top whatever categories for basically TV, games, and movies. I think we're going to start with games. Just a heads up, if it's a top 3 list, we're going to be introducing it in reverse order. So, 3, and then 2, and then 1. And also, be warned if we might be spoiling stuff, especially in TV and movies. So, if it comes up, then you might want to just kind of skip ahead if you don't want spoilers. Obviously, there are some games that some of us haven't played. And also, we're recording this on the 15th of December. So, certain movies have not come out yet.
I think I'm the only one in here that has seen The Hobbit.
Yeah, and, Django Unchained has not come out yet either, so just keep that in mind.
You're not really gonna choose The Hobbit, are you?
I don't want to spoil what's coming up.
Spoilers.
Spoilers for the very special episode of alltalk.
Hold on, gonna get to that eventually.
On a very special episode of Blossom.
Oh, that was a good show. Can I pick that as my show?
Sure.
No.
Whoa.
Okay, I think we're going to start with our top 3 games of 2012. And just to be clear about this list, these are games that came out in 2012.
And games that we've played. Obviously, we don't work in the game industry, so it's we probably have not played everything.
I'm pretty sure on everyone's list are games that they have personally played. I think we're going to start with Kevin EP3's list. He's not here, but he gave me a list. So he said his top 3 games of 2012 were number 3, XCOM, number 2, Max Payne 3, and his number 1 game of 2012 is Far Cry 3.
That sure is a list.
I have not played any of those.
You know what? Yeah, actually Far Cry 3 I wish I played because I think a lot of people really like that.
I want to play all of the things.
I'm going to play that eventually. I don't have it yet, though. What was his number 2?
His
Max
number
Payne?
2. Yeah, Max Payne 3.
I played a little bit of that, but I didn't really get into it all that much.
Were those all sequels?
No, well, XCOM is like a reboot. Does that count?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So we've learned that Kevin likes to shoot things in the face.
XCOM isn't a shooter. What are you talking about? Turn-based strategy.
Kevin
Well,
likes to
guys
position
with guns
things
shoot
to
each
shoot
other.
things.
He likes telling things to shoot things or shooting things himself. I have not played XCOM.
I've only played
Actually-
an hour.
I actually booted up the original last weekend.
I hear that game doesn't tell you what to do.
It really doesn't. That was painful.
It just says, have fun, and then you're like, okay, and then you start pressing random keys on the keyboard.
It does not age well either.
Their next list going.
I can go next unless you have another list from someone.
No. That's the only list that I have. Unless you have another list from someone.
Nope.
Okay.
My number 3 is Mass Effect 3. And I know a lot of people say it was so bad, but the game up until the ending was pretty good, but then the ending was bad, but everything leading up to it was good.
No, please no spoilers, because
so it's
Totoro and I haven't played yet.
So it's like every other Mass Effect that's come so far.
I actually like the ending of Mass Effect 2 better, even though a lot of people don't. It's okay to spoil that end, right?
You liked...
I know generally what it is.
You like the 2-second cutscene and then it just ends?
No, the giant Terminator baby that ran on human juice.
So it was out of the Matrix?
No, because it was made of ground up humans.
Yes, it's like the Matrix.
No, humans were batteries that had to be kept alive.
I think I initially laughed a little bit, but I didn't think it was that bad. and I played it.
It was ridiculous, but I like that more than the ending of 3. But there's a lot of 3 that weren't the greatest, like the way you got your side quests and everything, just by being super stalkery and overhearing people talk about things in the Citadel.
That actually sounds really cool to me, but I'm used to other RPGs that are lame.
I don't know. It just seemed weird.
Okay, game number 2.
Halo 4.
I'm really enjoying that game, but I wouldn't put it in top 3.
Okay.
And you don't even play the multiplayer, and that's the best part.
But why wouldn't you put it in top 3?
Because it's the exact same Halo I've been playing for like a decade, just really pretty looking.
Speaking of which, how would you compare it to other Halos?
I'd say it's better than 2 and 3.
It's better than all of them except 1.
I would say,
Okay.
you haven't played Reach, have you?
I have it sitting next to me, but I played the beta of it online, and the multiplayer just didn't do anything for me. Like, a lot of the changes were kind of dumb.
The single player, because I don't play Halo multiplayer. I don't like it.
I'm behind Kenzo with this. Fucking Halo 1, it's all kind of been downhill since there. Oh, okay, it hasn't been downhill, but it's been the same. How about that?
Well, no, they actually changed a lot in Halo 2 and made it worse. And then some of that stuff continued in Halo 3. Like dual wielding, that stuff is awful.
Dual wielding was fine. It's just they took
Awful.
away pistols, and that's
Is there
just the
dual
best.
wielding in 4?
No,
No,
and it's so much better. Not Master Chiefs.
So, number 1?
My number 1 is Assassin's Creed 3.
I haven't. I'm like on chapter 2 of it, but I'm inclined to probably stick that somewhere on my list just because this year I've ran through all of the games in a relatively short time, and I like that series a lot.
It's good. It takes a while to get going, and again, the ending is a bit abrupt, but it's fun.
So it's an Assassin's Creed game, is what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's different though. I mean, there's the ship combat where at sea, which is pretty cool, which I don't think you've done yet since you're only on chapter 2.
No, but this game is easily a beautiful game. This might be like one of the most beautiful games of the year, though.
It looks really good. I played it on PC, and it is
Shit.
really good looking.
I'm playing on 3, and it's just amazing how much better it looks over like the previous ones. Like, it doesn't even feel like I'm playing like a current gen system at
I wish
times.
I asked for it for Christmas.
Have you got to Boston yet?
Yeah, I'm running around in Boston as like the main character's dad.
How is the frame rate holding up on PS3? Because I mean, on PC, it drops pretty hard in Boston.
It's pretty good in Boston because like when you look at things far away, there's just kind of like a fog that settles over everything that obscures a lot of details, which looks about right for Boston.
Right. I don't know if the fog is there on PC.
The only thing that's
probably better.
The only thing that's bad, I mean, there's a far draw distance. It's just a lot of the details are obscured, right?
Right.
But the only thing that's bad in the frame rate is when you get like you're fighting like 50 guys at the same time. That can get a little hairy.
Yeah, but combat. I really like the combat in 3.
I don't
like
know
it in
how
all
to
of
shoot
them.
guns in this game.
You don't know how to shoot guns?
No, but otherwise it's fun.
It's the same as all the others. It's, I guess, it would be triangle.
There's no on-screen prompts for a lot of this stuff anymore, so I'm getting confused.
Just triangle. I don't really like the HUD though. How you equip stuff. You hold down the bumper, the right bumper, and that brings up like this wheel, and then you select what you want with each stick for each hand or whatever. So you can equip like a sword, or you can also assign things to the D-pad for quick select, but you can only do that with like 4 things. But yeah, overall I liked it. I think the story in it of the non-Desmond story is the best of the series, and I really like the Desmond stuff.
Is that why it's number 1?
No, it's just number 1 because most of the games I played this year have been kind of disappointing.
We'll get to that list later. Who wants to go next?
I'll go ahead and step up and go next because my list is probably radically different than what everyone else is going to be because I didn't get to play a whole lot.
Oh, you got shut down, Apant.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even hear it. It didn't come through.
I thought
Can
you
you
were
hear me?
just being like, man, fuck Apant. I'm going down.
Fuck that guy. No, go ahead. No,
That
go,
happens
go
all
for
the
it,
time.
Apant.
Oh,
for
for
it.
sure. All right. Well, my number 3 would be Shoot Many Robots. Very fun. Love the co-op. I'm a sucker for platformers. And it just had great character and humor all throughout. Of course, I got it for free, too, with Steam Trading, so that didn't hurt.
I'm surprised that made your list, though, because That game was fun.
Didn't play many new games this year.
It got kind of monotonous after a while, yeah.
It did.
X and I stopped playing it after a while.
Yeah, I quit too after long enough. But it should come to no surprise that my number 2 then was pretty much the same thing, Borderlands 2. Of course, very fantastic, a bajillion guns. The humor in that game is just unmatched. X, I think you have a favorite part in that game that you're always talking about?
Yeah, when Claptrap is talking to the thugs that are beating him up. He's trying to convince them to stop beating him up. So he has this conversation, only he does both sides of the conversation. And then he convinces himself that they should continue beating him up.
That's pretty early on, too, so...
Yeah, it is.
There's another great part. There's another great part early on. Very early, like it's your first enemy encounter. And Claptrap hides away when the guys start shooting at you, and when you kill them all, he says, "Man, what have you done?"
Man.
Yeah. Well, they're both involved in that game.
Yeah. I can't wait to play it.
I can't understand how that is... Borderlands 2, is great, but I can't stand Hey Ash, what you playing.
Maybe you haven't seen the right Hop.
I've seen a couple, and I really dislike almost all of them.
Hop is great.
Okay, so my number 1, again, didn't play many games this year, but I did play this one this year, and it swords and...
Robo-y to Totoro. So if this gets recorded as A-Pants sounding Robo-y, A-Pants number 1 game was Swords and Sorcery.
I don't think that came out this year.
It came out last year, but it came out this year on PC.
I think that you can say that. That'll work.
Well, then I'm pretty sure.
It's weird. I think I should get the exception on this one.
But then Dakazu is going to say his number 1 is Dark Souls because it came out on PC this year.
If you played it, I think
if he wants to, it's his choice.
If you actually played it this year on that version, I think you should be choosing.
Yeah, it's a band's choice to do that. I just kind of tried to stay away from that kind of stuff because, like you said, otherwise Dark Souls would be on my list. I felt like that's kind of a cop-out.
True, but I also didn't play too many games.
That's fair.
So then your number 1 is really TF2.
Yeah, if I could, my number 1 would be Man vs. Machine, absolutely.
I think that could count because that's kind of a new game.
Okay, then yeah, my number 1 is Man vs. Machine, notch everything down one place. They just got that so well with the co-op. Everything just fits, it's fun, it's creative, it's exciting. It takes a new spin on the old systems.
And it's pretty awesome that 5 years after TF2 comes out, they're still supporting it with these entirely new game modes that play nothing like what was originally there.
For free.
Yes, for free.
You guys say that, but they still have their bullshit key systems. So.
It's
all optional. It's all cosmetic.
The key system, but you can get 99% of the stuff just from random drops or crafting.
And you know what
yourself.
You can do now? Just recently, you can take your old crap and sell it for real money. I just made $7.50 selling paint.
That's terrible.
Hey, Pan, you're the only one who does this.
That's like
I could do it.
You do
that
Spiral Knights
Steam
too.
I actually just finished completely Spiral Knights, sold all my crap, got a bunch of new games, so that's going to be my Christmas presents for everyone this year. But you can sell, Steam just did an interface update where you can sell it for Steam wallet money, no middleman.
Yeah, Valve just announced their community market where you can sell your items and stuff. It's right now it's only for
in a virtual garage sale.
Right now it's only for TF2, but it's going to be for other stuff eventually as well.
Poop.
I might sell my earbuds. I bet I can get millions of dollars for it.
Billions, maybe.
I think that the max you can charge is $200
a year.
No, you can sell 200 things a year, but it's for a maximum price of $200.
All right, and all that stuff's subject to change. It's still in beta.
So I want to hear Totoro's list. You're just so excited about.
Oh yeah, I am sorry about that. I could not hear A-Pant.
Sorry. If I need, I'll re-record this stuff.
No apologies. Let's go.
Yeah, we'll be fine. Okay, so here we go. My number 3 is Dear Esther, because it was a really good kind of narrative, even though it was...
Dear Esther's really good.
It's good. I go back and listen to Dakazu and my conversation on it. We cover that pretty extensively.
Mm-hmm.
My number 2 would be Quantum Conundrum, even though I've not had a chance to finish playing it.
Wait.
But
what is that game about? That sounds familiar to me for a second.
That's the
Kim
Swift. Yeah, the Kim Swift game.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first person puzzle game where you switch like dimensions or something like with a hit of a
Yes.
button.
Oh, that's the one where Q narrates it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I forgot
John
Yeah.
Clancy.
He
Okay.
does it. I think he does an awful job narrating though. He phones it in.
Whatever. Q phoning something in is awesome. Is way better than like most people giving everything they've got.
And my number one is going to be Borderlands 2 because it's awesome.
The Buttlands.
It
Borderlands
is
2
pretty
is
good.
pretty good.
That's very good.
No, I wish I would have played more of the DLC for that.
You can always go back to that.
That's true.
Yeah, I just got the code back from 2K for that so that I can plug it into Steam. It took like an extra week and a half, but to be honest, they may not run it run through all
I'm
the
glad you
requests
got that
very often.
resolved.
Yeah, well, it just took like more time, but yeah, it's good. I like it. I want to play more of it.
Okay, who's next?
So, am I the last one?
No, a bunch of people haven't gone yet. We're taking time. What, you want to be last, Star Fox? Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't want to be last because my list
No,
is super
go
sorry.
now.
I didn't play any games this year. My games.
Well, you played some games because of PlayStation
Well,
Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, you played some old games that I would be fine with you putting on your list.
Well, I got a few games. So, number 3, I don't know what to put in there, so I'm just gonna put Choplifter HD because I played that on PlayStation Plus and I thought it was okay.
You like
Oh,
that more
man.
than Starhawk?
Oh, God.
Journey?
I did play the campaign of Starhawk. Well, let's see what else was on PlayStation Plus. Oh, Quantum Conundrum. That was on PlayStation Plus, and I thought that was okay. I don't think I'm going to replay it. So that's my number 3. It's kind of throwaway because I didn't play enough games this year. Number 2, though, I would give it to the first 2 episodes of The Walking Dead, which is on PlayStation Plus.
So,
Yeah,
Walking
I-
Dead.
I would probably have put that on my list, but I didn't feel right because I only played the first 2 episodes. So it just felt like I only played part of it.
Well, it's all I got.
Yeah, but I really did like the first 2. I can see why you would put that on your list.
Yeah, and number 1 is like the only actual like game I got, and thanks to Ronnie, he gifted it to me for my birthday and Christmas, I guess. It's just a general gift, and it was Sony Ender's HD collection,
Is that because
and
of
it's
the
pretty cool.
Is that because of the Revengeance demo?
No, it's because of Sony Ender's 1 and 2
Yeah.
are pretty awesome.
They're
Also, the
legitimately
Radiant
good
demo,
games.
it's also kind of cool, but
It seems like a
It's-
stealth way of putting a Metal Gear game in that list, even though there was no new Metal Gear games.
if it like
Vita
I-
collection.
That wasn't this
exactly, I would have picked the Vita collection, but I didn't actually play it, so I'd feel bad about it. So
year.
it'd
But
be
you
false.
played all the games in it.
Yeah, but I didn't actually play it this year in that version, so it's kind of a cop out. But I would have picked it if that might have been my number 1 if I actually had played it. So that's kind of my list. Very midget-ish. But
Did you get a platinum yet on Zony Enders 2?
No, I'm holding off because of a possible contest.
That's sad.
It's not sad.
My list is only 2 games because I only played 2 this year. Really.
What do you
Shoot it.
play?
Being a casual gamer, of course. Oh, I mean, I've played some of the older ones. I still play The Sims, of course. You can get on me for that. But playing Ticket to Ride has been a lot of fun. It's a really good game just to kind of hang out and give each other crap with and have a really good time with. And then I really did enjoy Man vs. Machine. Just starting to play TF2 last year, having this new update has been a lot of fun to play.
I know how you can fill your list. You can put Cards Against Humanity on that list.
Yes, we do
Yes.
play Cards Against Humanity a lot. It's a lot of fun.
What about
playing it online?
what about Draw Something?
Ooh,
that was
I
this
forgot
year?
about Draw Something.
Is that this year?
Yes, it was. So was
Yes.
Song Pop. I forgot really that we have all these iOS games that we just.
Those count,
Well, yeah. So I played Song Pop and I played Draw Something this year. So.
Wait, order them again.
I'll go Man vs. Machine as my number 1. I'm going in straight order again. I'm sorry.
Boo.
I'll go with Ticket to Ride number 2, and then we'll go with any iOS games that came out this year that we played as number 3.
That could be anything.
So Draw Something, Song Pop. I'm still sticking with Words with Friends. I love Words with Friends. I love Mrs. Dakazu. It's a lot of fun.
Yep, she enjoys playing that as well. Who still needs to give their list? Me and Kenzo?
Kenzo.
Yeah.
You want me to go, Kenzo?
Just do it.
Okay, You know, I was going through like the release list of games, and I was like, I didn't really play a lot of new games this year, and
I have the same issue.
the ones that I played, it's like I wasn't really that excited for. Like, I even looking at my number one. No, actually, not looking at my number one.
You really like your number one because I'm pretty sure I know what it is.
Besides my number one, I'm pretty sure everyone knows. Besides my number one,
Borderlands.
Besides my number one, I really didn't have a lot of games that like I was really excited for. Number 3, I will say Dragon's Dogma. I really want to get back to that.
Even though you never beat it.
I got like halfway through and I was really into it. It's just that Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition came out, and that like I was like, I must play this.
Oh my god, the ending is so good. It makes me so sad that you haven't seen the ending yet.
Apparently, it must be really up. You're building me up. You know what happens when you build me up.
Yeah, you automatically get
Buttercup
disappointed
baby just to let me
because
know.
you think the baby Jesus or something is in this game or something. I don't know.
And then worst of all,
X did the same thing with me with Cabin in the Woods.
Exactly.
you never call me baby when you say, but I love you.
For my number 2, I will say Dishonored, which I just finished yesterday.
It
was really good.
Back to that.
X is really good. I want to talk to you about it. Like when you finish it, I went the non-killing path, and it's just.
I've been killing things.
I said it in the forums. It's like I really enjoyed the Tenchu games when they first came out because I just like kind of just chilling back and watching patterns and saying, okay, I'm going to go kill this guy and then run away, and then it's gonna be awesome. I really like that kind of slow paced game where you just like systematically take out guys one at a time, so then you have free access to an area. That's how I play Metal Gear games too.
I think the last thing I did in that game, it was like start of the second mission, I think, and I had just unlocked possession where you can possess things.
Yeah, when you finish the game, you don't get enough points to unlock everything as well. So I would love to go through and be like much more killing a lot of things, doing a lot more combat, because the little combat that I did was a lot of fun as well. So anyway, that's my number 2, and my number 1 is Borderlands 2. That game is great.
Shocking.
I know, right? I only spend like so much time on the podcast that's talking about how awesome Borderlands is, and I can't wait for the next DLC as well because they're gonna raise the level cap.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only level, I think, in the 20s, though, so that doesn't really matter. I just need to start playing it again.
I'm sure you'll get back to it.
Just have so many other games that I'm trying to get through.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. There are games that I did not play. Like, I haven't played Assassin's Creed 3. There are other games that are going to be on a different list, but yeah.
You need to play Mass Effect.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, that's my list. Kenzo.
Save the best for last, am I right?
No.
Cricket.
Probably not.
Awkward silence that will get cut inaudible later.
Oh my goodness.
It may be extended.
So my list has been mostly touched upon. I think number 3, even though like I said, I'm only like 2 chapters into it, I think I gotta give it to Assassin's Creed 3. The last couple months, I've been playing through all the games.
Yeah, you
in
just
the
beat
series
Revelations.
up to it. Yeah, and for most people, that's like the weak link of the series, and I loved that game. That might have been my favorite one. So like, I really am not seeing how. If Assassin's Creed 3 is more of the same, like it's going to be like the top 3 game for me.
I don't know if I'd say that one's the weak link. I'd say the first one is.
Oh, okay.
Agree.
Besides the first one,
Yeah, I'd say it's the worst of the Ezio trilogy.
it's the best. It's totally the best. But that aside, that's number 3. Number two, Dakazu just touched on Dragon's Dogma. That game was amazing. Like
How many dragons?
How many dragons did I kill? Probably like 40 when they're all
Dragons
said
in
and
that
done.
game are no fucking joke.
Why do
And
you
they're
hate dragons so much?
really hard, and I farmed a couple of them, so it was a lot to kill.
You know, I would say the boss battles in that game are like harder than Dark Souls boss battles in a lot
The
of ways.
boss battles in those games are probably some of the best boss battles I've ever played in a video game. And it's just so awesome when like you're just like walking through a field and then just out of nowhere, just like some like fucking griffin just spots you and just swoops in on you. And you just have to like, oh fuck, now you're fighting this griffin and it's going to like rip you to shreds.
The
So
combat
good.
in the game is great.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I imagine I played some Dark Demon Souls, and it's a very reminiscent of that, but I love the combat in this game so much more. Like the combat itself, story aside, which actually gets really good at the end, the combat itself is just like alone drew me in really deep into that game. It's one of the first times in a long time where like actual like game mechanics are just I was just obsessed with them, right?
It's similar to Dark Souls with the stamina meter, but like this is much more combo heavy, so it feels more satisfying.
Oh my god. And it's so awesome to be like an assassin and just like climb onto something's back and just like hack away at it. Oh, that game is so good.
It is.
And number one game is Zero Escape: Virtue's Last Revenge for the Vita.
What is that?
What?
No one's ever heard of that.
Do we ever talk about any of that on this podcast?
You just gave it the wrong name.
Last Reward.
Last
You
Reward.
said
Last Revenge.
Revenge.
It's The Last Revenge. Whatever. I'm just that
Sort of
excited about
spoiler.
it. I don't even have like words to say.
You must not like it very much if you don't know the name.
No, man, I'm just super excited.
It's been mentioned briefly on, I think 99 has been mentioned briefly on this podcast. But,
Yeah, so 999 was the best game of 2010. It's an adventure game that is about like your classic like PC adventure game. It's
I've heard
a
it
lot
described
like
as
that.
a visual novel.
Yeah, that's like a more Japanese way of describing it. If you have like the context of what those are, but
It's like Hotel Dusk.
yeah. Except this one is a lot like it's crazy. Like you're stuck on a ship and you're trying to escape, and everything's out to try to murder you, and maybe
The
the people you're
setup
stuck
is very
with are trying
similar to
murder you.
Saw 2. I would say for if you want
So
to
it's a
just
bunch
general
of people trapped in
reference.
a house, and then they have to go into
No.
a syringe pit.
No, there's a bunch of people trapped in a place, and it's like a game of death. It's a game where the stakes are their life. Except the people aren't horrible and annoying. They're kind of mysterious and interesting.
Yeah, the characters are actually like something like characters that you would care about, and then
It's just so weird that
They're
you
not-
have to Saw do.
they don't do really
I'm-
stupid things where you're like, well,
It's
that
good.
was a dumb horror movie thing where they just got themselves killed.
No, just so people understand like the general premise.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like that genre of like the game of death where you're trapped in this real life game, and if you lose, you die.
but it's super interesting, super smart, super well made. Like best game of 2012 or 2010, and 2010 was also the year that Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker came out. So like
That's high
It is-
praise coming from you.
exactly, if it was better than a Metal Gear game, that's crazy. But this year, the sequel came out to that game, and like I bought a PlayStation Vita just for it, and it was totally worth it. That game was so all kinds of amazing, and none of you will ever know.
Well, I will
I'll
know.
know eventually.
Yeah, same here. I will know eventually. Even though I hated the end of 999, like I still really like 999.
No,
One day we will talk about
yeah.
that. That was so funny. So
Wait,
weird.
did you get the real ending?
Or
Yeah.
the dog ending.
Yeah, there's
No,
so I guess tiny spoilers, but not really. There's multiple endings to these games, and then there's
And in order to get the real ending, you have to get all the other endings first, right?
Yes.
kind of
no.
Kind
yeah,
of.
partly, yes.
but that's definitely how that whole system is back in Virtue's Last Reward, and oh my god, the real ending is just fucking bananas. Like
But I hear
So-
that in Virtue's Last Reward, they actually improved on 999's for me a lot.
All the-
because
all the-
you're
all
able
the-
to like go directly to the branching plot points and makes it a lot easier to get.
yeah,
the
all the
different
game
endings.
mechanics in that game are totally cleaned up. So like one of the big sticking points that a lot of people had with 999 was like the text just scrolled relatively slowly and you couldn't skip a
Takes
lot of it.
forever.
That's gone in this game. Like you can just skip anything you want. And it all flies by really fast. And instead of replaying sections, like the first game, if you wanted to get a new ending, you had to replay everything. And this one, you could
Which
just like
takes forever.
yeah, you can just jump immediately to like different points in like the branching path of like how the plot unfolds. But it's super good. I would highly recommend it to anybody.
Oh, there you go.
When I had Rodney play it, like I was about to go to bed late at night, and he was like, it was like 6 a.m. for him. He's like, Kenzo, we have to talk about this game. This game is incredible. It blew my mind when he finally beat it, and we just sat like in the dank of the night, just like gushing about it for hours. Like it's one of those games.
There's
where you-
something that sounds really seedy about that.
Dang.
Oh, it's totally seedy. But I mean, it's just it's
Gushing.
super like it's something that you just get obsessed with, and it just doesn't leave your mind, you know.
Right.
Okay, so that's everyone's top three. Nice.
Kenzo, did you play Uncharted Fight for Fortune by any chance for the Vita?
What is that? The card one? No.
Yeah, because that was just released, I think, last week or something for the Vita for free.
Card game.
But it's
No, I
an
haven't
Uncharted
yet.
game that came out this year. I haven't played it either. It's just weird that a free Uncharted card game was released. It's just so random.
Meh.
Would you count the Geeks Fantasy Football as a game that's this year?
Sure.
It wasn't
Not
introduced
really a
this year.
video game, but
Yeah.
It's kind of
it's more of a
a game.
An RPG.
Social game
I see it as a spectator sport.
That was
for when
fun.
people lose their shit.
Well,
Should
I
we
want to
move
give
on?
Best
honorable
part
mention to that then.
The best part is watching people lose your crap over football.
It's always the best part.
That's the only reason anyone watches any football. All right, so should we move on to our incidental one-shots for games?
Yeah.
If we do that, I just kind of want to go in order, I think.
We'll just go in order and we'll kind of like move it along because Game Talk is kind of. We spent some time on it. Our first single award is it's basically your Pile of Shame game, the game that you didn't play this year, but you basically are going to play as soon as you have some free time.
I'll start at the top. Faster Than Light on Steam.
Oh, that's a good choice. I need to play that too.
Me too. Has anyone
Really?
here played it? I
I'm
want to
really
try it.
Not-
Really? Because like it's roguelike. That's why.
In space.
Starfield
No,
the
space.
roguelike.
I say specifically for X because I don't know if X enjoys that type of game. I like roguelikes a lot. Like I like
Space
Dungeon
makes
Dungeon
everything
more.
better.
I've even played like Desktop Dungeon, like, a
Nope.
bunch of like
Yeah.
small stuff.
I have not
Desktop
played-
Dungeons is really
I have
good.
not played any of
Mhm.
those.
Who has played Angbound? No, I'm kidding.
But anyway, mine is Mass Effect 3. As
Hey.
soon as Christmas break rolls around, I'm going to fucking play the shit out of that game.
Haven't you had that game all year since it was released?
Yes.
You should have played it.
I know.
Sorry to talk about the rules while we're doing this, but are the rules that we just need time, or can money also be a factor?
Yeah. that
Yeah,
can be
whatever's
fun.
the factor.
Yeah, whatever.
Black
Okay,
Fox,
so-
the, like
Playing.
game, but it's a game that
Yeah.
you want to play, you just didn't get to it.
VLR, the game that Kenzo chose as number one.
Virtue's Last Reward.
Yes.
Is this a combination of the fact that you wait? Do you have a Vita?
No, I don't have
Okay,
the
so-
new handheld, so that's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
You
reason.
can also get it on 3DS as well, not just
But
Vita.
I want a Vita eventually, so I'm not going to just buy a poopy 3S.
Whatever, man. I'm gonna get 3DS. You're poopy.
That was the best trophies I ever got in a game, by the way. Oh, best trophies ever.
Yeah. Yeah, so eventually buy a PS Vita and then buy Virtual Last Reward. And finally see what the hell is up with this franchise, where it's going.
Kenzo, your turn.
God, I'm having a hard time picking because there's a lot of games that I just bought in order to catch up on, but I just haven't had time to play yet because I'm trying to like play through one and then beat it, so I don't just like skip it and then never come back to it. Like,
Yeah,
oh
okay.
God, if I had to pick one,
Same.
probably Xenoblade Chronicles. I have that sitting
Ooh.
here.
Is that the Wii one?
Yeah, it's the Wii.
Didn't
one.
even think of that.
Uh,
And there's a bunch of other ones I have listed here. I like Ashura's Wrath, Mass Effect 3, Journey, XCOM, Kingdoms of Amalur, Final Fantasy 13 2. But like,
Was Xenoblade this year?
yeah, Xenoblade was this year.
Yeah.
For America, it was.
I think it was like May.
It's like a 2-year-old game, but it took forever to
Yeah,
come
that's
over
why I
here.
had to ask.
But I've been really looking forward to that one for a long time.
X.
Well, there's two. I mean, I want to play Far Cry 3 a lot, and I will play that. It's just I want probably Christmas break. But then I also want to play Zombie U, but I don't really want to get a Wii for it. A Wii U.
You already have a Wii
Didn't
U
you
for
buy
it.
Wait, I thought
3?
you had two of them.
Yeah.
But I haven't opened them.
Ever sold them?
No,
For shame.
I can return
And
them.
there's
though.
the white ones, right?
Yeah, if I'm gonna keep it, I'm gonna return one and get the black one because that's the good one.
So I heard there's
Some?
cricket bats in that game.
That's what I hear, and
It's like the default weapon, I think.
I've heard it described a lot to Dark Souls.
Yeah, the mechanic of where you die and then you just spawn a new character and then like you can go pick up your stuff.
A corpse run.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's in the way how it's a really hard game and it's all very deliberate and everything.
Is it the same thing where like you unlock shortcuts because that's very Dark Souls, so you don't have to retrack through areas?
It seems like a game you'd be into.
It does, but I will never get a Wii U.
Yeah,
I'd sooner get a 3DS, which is what I really need to get for like Virtue's Last Reward and the new Phoenix Wright stuff that's coming out.
I do also like Smash Brothers though, and that will eventually come to Wii U.
Event?
They said it might be on 3DS too.
Yeah, what if that happens?
I would rather get it on Wii U.
So,
Well, Well, I actually do have a game that I didn't get to this year.
Oh,
And yeah, I like all the Professor Layton games, and I haven't had a chance to play the Miracle Mask yet.
Is that the 3DS one?
It might be. I'm not sure. Like I just have kept track of the fact that there was one released in October.
don't play the last regular DS Layton game.
Why?
I
I
have
want that
that,
one.
and I haven't even. I got it for Christmas last year, and I haven't even opened it.
Don't play it. It's super sad.
Oh, I love the feels. Give it to me. I need to buy that one. Yeah, that's a good pick. Yeah, the Miracle Mask is for the 3DS. I need
My
to.
wife is
Well,
giving me
good
evil
thing we have
look
a
because like
3DS.
it made her depressed.
What happened? It's just a puzzle game.
I don't want to be spoilers. I think I was already saying.
Yeah.
I think it's sad.
But not just not as
Okay.
intricate, but they're good.
Well, for me, it probably should be Mass Effect 3. I'm gonna go, and since Dakazu already name dropped that one, I'm gonna go ahead and go with Final Fantasy Dimensions on iOS.
Wait, which one is this?
Final Fantasy Dimensions, it's the one that is the kind of retro style.
Oh, you mean the one that looks like it was made? You little bit of racing for the day.
What I
Awkward silence.
I think
Yeah.
I didn't catch
No,
it.
they have work a lot like the Final Fantasy 1 and 2 remakes for PSP, and those sprites, they look all right, but they don't look as good as like the actual retro sprites,
right. Yeah, I just kind of I want something that's a little bit more in the classic style.
Right, and that's what this is supposed to be.
So yeah, so that's what I'm kind of looking for. That, I mean, it came out in August, and yeah, and I guess it has a job system similar to Final Fantasy V. So yeah, I want to play that eventually.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Another category that we have for a game is the biggest disappointment. What was your biggest disappointment this year in terms of games? And I think basically what we're saying is, out of the games that you played, what was like that was not as good as I had hoped.
Well, shockingly to me and no one else, the iOS remake of The World Ends With You was kind of terrible. Mostly, it just took all the parts that were great about the original game, like all the delicately layered systems and the big screen-spanning boss fights, and just turned them into the worst parts. Also, it is slow, it chugs, it takes like 10 seconds to open a menu, and when I die, it's always because I told my character to move somewhere and they decide to wait for 10 seconds before they actually tried.
That's really crappy considering how awesome that game is.
How is that shocking?
I know.
though?
It is my number one favorite game of all time, the original.
How is that disappointment shocking though? Because it's an iOS port.
Shocking.
That's what happens.
Yeah,
with them.
shocking to everyone. Shocking to nobody but me.
Is it better on
I
other?
had starry-eyed anticipation.
Is it better on other devices than what you played it on?
It might be. I have an iPhone 4, so it's technically the slow still run on.
Whatever you play it on, it's gonna be bastardized because like that was made for DS dual screen, and it
The
actually had
slowdown, though, might be fixed on other systems.
possibly.
But
All right, skip me. Darfox, you go next.
Most disappointing game I played this year.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to, I guess, have been released this year. It could have been released previous,
Okay,
since you haven't
I
played a lot.
guess that might be Ratchet and Clank Offer One.
Yeah, that was super
Oh
disappointing.
god.
yeah.
Remember
I
playing
like
that?
Ratchet and Clank games a lot. I'm interested in like a 4-player co-op party one, but it wasn't very good at
The
all.
camera was
Yeah.
just awful.
Didn't X die once and we were all stuck, or did I die once and like the camera didn't move forward or something? It was bad.
Yeah, someone died and then the camera got stuck and we could not progress.
Yeah, something like there's a lot of like technical problems and kind of probably bad choices made in the design. Not fully fleshed out game.
Yeah, and
Disappointing.
Yeah, that good thing that was free on Plus.
Yeah, because I was actually thinking about like, man, if I had money, I'd totally buy that because I like Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah,
I'm glad I didn't.
yeah, same with me. I was buying it because I saw it go on sale, but then that happened on Plus, and I was very happy that I didn't buy it.
PlayStation Plus to the rescue once again.
Kenzo, do you have a disappointing game this year?
I guess I'm trying to think of one that fits the criteria. It's not really the game's fault; it's more my fault. But like my expectations were kind of let down. Was Zone of the Enders HD collection, specifically the first Zone of the Enders, because I played through that not that long ago, and it's just one of those games that like your fuzzy memories are like super, warm and happy. And it's like that was the best game ever when I was a kid. But like, you play it now and it's like, man, this did not age that great.
I could have told you that. Like, you guys were all gushing about like Zoe HD, and I was like, are you sure you want to be?
It's still a good game, and it's exactly the way it was, and I don't regret buying it or anything. And it was fun to play it again, but it did not live up to my rose tinted colored nostalgia goggles.
I played Zoe 1 a lot, so I was pretty sure what I was getting myself into.
Like, I remember the voice acting in that game being bad, but not that bad.
Oh yeah, that is one thing. Yeah, some of the presentation stuff is kind of bad.
And then
but the game itself.
And then there's also other technical issues, like the video sequences. The resolution on those are really kind of poor and crappy for the first game. They're good on the second, but they're bad on the first.
Okay, yeah, Ax, you go.
Darksiders 2. I still liked the game. It was not what I was hoping for.
Remember when you were like, Game of the Year 2012, calling it?
I remember.
I don't think I said that.
You were pretty excited about that.
It was
game.
my most anticipated game, but I don't think I said it was Game of the Year. That game, it's the pacing, it was just so bad, and the first game got it so right. It was just, go here, okay, you do this for this guy, and then after that, he tells you to do this, and then after that, you do this. It was just fetch quest after fetch quest after fetch quest.
Sounds like Darksiders 1 to me.
No, it wasn't. That is not at all what it was. Although the combat and platforming and everything was much improved in Darksiders 2. I mean, it's technically a better game. It's just the pacing and everything and story is not as good as the first one.
Even though the guy's covered in bones, oh my god, look at his bone armor and bone kneecaps and bone face.
That game has a loot, so he doesn't have to be covered in bone.
I don't know if MrsTotoro has like a designing game this year.
I don't.
Okay, so we'll just skip you. Totoro?
Let me think about it. Let me think about it some more. It's definitely fucking Diablo 3.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
And you guys played it so much.
Same with StarCraft 2, really.
I could say that's my most disappointing year. I just kind of don't want to because we did get a lot of enjoyment out of it.
Once you got to the end game, the game.
In the fire.
Once you got to the end, it fell apart.
I can understand that.
It's not that it fell apart. It's a combination of like how you needed like specific loot to continue on with the end game, but that loot you had to just grind gold for. That was the problem. It was the gold.
But
problem.
I mean, like for a lot of people, isn't Diablo like most of the fun comes at the end game? So it's like if the end game is borked, then you just kind of ruin the whole game.
Well, you had to.
Yeah.
In past games, I didn't play them, but I assume you had to grind for the actual items. And in this, you just get gold, and then you go to the auction house and buy the items.
Yeah, but gold was such a problem in this game because like those elite mobs you would run into, they would fucking kill you. And UX and Totoro, you guys were all glass cannons. Technically, Totoro wasn't even a cannon; he was just glass. Like it was just like gold. Oh, your thing broke. Your thing broke. You need to pay gold. Oh, you have no more gold left.
And then they raised the prices of repairing your stuff.
Yeah, and then like I never even got to Inferno. It was just
you didn't get to 50.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, I think I'm 3/4 of a level away from it, or maybe a half level. But and I've went back and I've looked at like people talking about like some of the abilities for the, I don't even remember if it's the wizard or the sorcerer, whatever it's called. But some of the things that they've tweaked with it, and it's like, I don't know that that's really going to help me that much, because unless I went like Super Saiyan, then I was like toast.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could just say it's my disappointing game. Though I'm surprised I'm being such an apologist for it, considering how down I was on it after the beta.
Yeah, you didn't like that it didn't have a skill tree.
I still don't prefer that fact, but I guess like when we started playing, it was all right. It was okay. It wasn't the best.
I mean, I kind of want to go back after they've tweaked all this stuff and they added the Paragon levels. I kind of want to go back and try it like one more time and finally get to 50.
I don't know. I asked Bob
I don't
about
know.
it, and he said that it's still like such a grind for gold. Like he stopped playing it because of the grind for gold, which is why we stopped.
I don't want to go back to it. I just want to play Torchlight 2.
That's also a better reason.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah. In fact, we should just quit now and go play Torchlight 2.
Everybody.
We can't. We have to talk about our X. You wanted to add this. What was it? Top game. I'm glad I didn't play.
Yeah.
That sounds like a hipster award.
Let's start with you because you wanted to add this.
Resident Evil 6.
Yeah, I would say that too.
Ooh, yes.
I was super hyped for it, and then it's supposed to be awful. So I'm glad I didn't play it.
This sounds like a terrible...
I still want to play it.
I still am going to play it eventually, though.
This is
I'm glad
I still-
I didn't pay full price.
This is the I gave in to hearsay award.
How is that I gave in to hearsay?
I mean, you're just taking other people's word for that was terrible. You don't
I
actually
played the
know
demo.
yourself.
I played the demo.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily indicative of if the game was good or not. You like Resident Evil 5, and that game had a terrible demo.
Resident Evil 5 is pretty good.
I read
X, you are an enigma.
You
I don't
are.
know. I don't know if anyone
That's
wants
why
to
you
add
call
to
it
this category.
I just wanted
I
to
am
give
very
Resident
glad.
Evil 6 an award.
I'm very glad I did not play Kingdom Hearts 3D, and I don't plan to. Kingdom Hearts has been in a very steady decline since 2.
I had one, but I didn't realize it was like, I was playing on this, and I'm glad I didn't wind up getting it. Because I was just going to say Kinect Star Wars, because Kinect Star Wars.
Oh, God.
There's
That game looks
the
like
dancing game.
But that game looks like it's
Lightsaber
to
arm.
be, so bad it's good levels of badness.
Plus, it's for like 3-year-olds.
I'm just saying.
I don't know if 3 years have long enough limbs to make connect and calibrate correctly.
They can hold sticks.
I just want to.
And walk around on
I'm
stilts.
glad I didn't play
Yes.
Diablo 3 there. We already got that out of the way.
Yeah, there you go. That might be the it for games. Unless you guys want to like do it, pull in some surprise games. Like, games that really
Like honorable
surprising.
mentions.
Yeah, honorable mentions. But I think we already did. I think I just want to add Syndicate because even though I didn't play it, like when it came out, when like it was on the was it Amazon sale? And we all
Yeah.
started playing it. I really enjoyed it. For,
I
the
think
week
that
we
would
played
probably be my like co-op shooter game of the year. Because the co-op in that game was so good.
It was a lot of fun.
Honorable mention, the PlayStation Vita hardware. That's a good little machine.
That came out last year, didn't
Didn't that come out
Yeah,
last
but
year?
it's new to me.
it? So you mean the white one? Because that came out this year?
Sure.
Black one disqualified, only the white.
I'm looking forward to new games on there, which there might not be. But that's another topic.
Games I'm never going to get.
Deadlight is supposed to be kind of meh.
I do want to try Market Ninja, but that's just on the Xbox, right?
For now.
It's also on
For
Steam.
now.
Is Fez ever gonna come out on fucking like
Who gives a
PC?
shit?
Because I
That's
don't
all
want
I
to play
that
on
list
Xbox.
too.
I don't want to play
Let's
on
talk more
Xbox.
shit about Phil Fish.
No, I just don't want to like because they got that fucking bug and they couldn't like take it
Isn't
out.
that guy
Remember that
racist?
debacle?
He's crazy.
That's
Yes,
the guy that
yes,
said
yes.
Japan doesn't make good games.
Or doesn't know how to make it.
I
yet?
don't
Yeah,
think
he said stop sucking.
We
So-
have talked
so
about
can
Phil
we
Fish
give
on
our-
the show.
Yeah.
Can we give our shitheaded comment by a Developer of the Year award to Phil Fish?
In
for
his
that?
defense,
That may have been
in his
last year.
defense, like a lot of Japanese developers say the exact same thing.
Yeah. Right now, at least.
You
they're...
know, you have a couple high-profile guys who are disappointed in their like current job, so then they just vent their frustrations in wild directions, including that.
You have KJ Inufum who's constantly talking shit about Japanese game development.
Constantly.
And then
And you have like Hiro Kojima who talks about how he wants to be back on top, but he doesn't really say too much.
I miss Mega Man. Can we just go back?
But
I
what
know,
about?
I'm so excited.
Mega Man
What ab-
cross Street Fighter.
See, that's awesome. But what about the fact that like they canceled the Mega Man Legends game and then now they're back?
you
Don't
know, I
talk.
kind of want to play this Bastards version because I was never really interested in Mega Man Legends, but this new what is it called?
EX Trooper.
Yeah, Lost Planet game looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you're talking
It looks
about.
like Mega Man Legends except poop.
Basically, they took Mega Man Legends 3 and kind of sort of filed the serial numbers off to a Lost Planet game for 3DS.
No,
Oh,
Then-
fuck
it's not
Lost
just-
Planet.
It's not just file the serial numbers off. They use like some like necromancy zombie like thing going on.
Raised it from the dead. It's all rotting and falling apart, but like they're like, hey,
But it
That's a
works.
chanter.
It
That's the
works
kind of
well.
zombie game though that I can get behind.
all right, I need to take a pee break, so I think we are going to break for now. We'll be right back.
瞳で誰か泣いてくれ The real fuck blues 本当の悲しみ